Hi, welcome to Automotive. It's Kev with another product information video for you. So today we're going to be talking about our Fabri-Shield. So Fabri-Shield is our sprayable fabric sealant. So this product is primarily designed for use on soft tops and cabriolet roofs. However, it can also be used on all types of fabrics. So if you've got fabric upholstery, carpets, you can use this to protect all those different surfaces. It is a solvent-based product, which means it's a quicker drying than an equivalent water-based product. And it doesn't contain any potentially harmful fluorocarbons. So some of these types of products, you don't want to be breathing them in. However, we do still recommend that you apply this in a well-ventilated area because if you're working indoors, you can get a build-up of fumes. But yeah, what we're going to do is going to go through to the detailing bay. I'm going to give you a demonstration on how to apply it. Okay, thanks for joining me in the detailing bay. So I'm just going to run you through what we've done to prepare this vehicle for use with our Fabri-Shield. So we've cleaned the roof. So when you clean the soft top roof, we recommend a product called Fabri-Clean. Now Fabri-Clean is designed to work in conjunction with Fabri-Shield. You can use other products to clean the roof. So if you've used something like an APC, you can use that. However, you do need to make sure that the roof is thoroughly rinsed, because if you leave any remnants of any other detergents or products in there, it can affect the longevity of your fabric protectant, so your Fabri-Shield. So we've used Fabri-Clean. Check out our other video on the product information for Fabri-Clean. So we've also masked up the relevant areas we don't want to get overspray. So as you can see, we've masked the rear glass, we've masked the side glass, the windscreen, and also the edge of the paintwork here, because obviously we're going to be spraying down towards the edge. You don't have to mask up. We would recommend it. However, if you can't mask up, what you need to do is make sure you keep a towel close by with a detergent product like an APC, something like that, and wipe off any overspray as it occurs. If you do happen to leave it and it dries, you may do something stronger like Prep It or one of our tar and glue removers, so just a tonic, to remove any residue. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to apply it to the roof. Now, we normally recommend 2 coats. However, you can just do 1 coat. 1 coat will give you up to 12 months durability. However, it's got to be applied correctly, so you need to make sure you give it a good thorough coat. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're applying this in a well-ventilated area. Here in the detailing bay, we've got extractor fans, so that's going to get rid of any of the fumes from the product. There's no fluorocarbons in this, so it's not harmful like some of the other ones, as I mentioned earlier. So basically what we want to do is we want to spray it directly onto the roof. And you want to make sure you give it a nice saturated coat. So you can see there that it's sitting just on the surface. Now we want to make sure that that penetrates the fabric. So this product in particular has been formulated so that it does actually bond to the fibres, but it doesn't change the texture. So some fabric sealants can actually make the texture go quite hard. This one, it'll retain the factory feel of the roof. It's also breathable as well, so it allows air to pass through the fabric, doesn't allow moisture. So that's the sort of coverage that you're looking for. So as you can see, the difference between when I first started applying it, which is there, so that's what we'd call like a dust coat. So although that looks like you've applied it thoroughly, that's just sitting on the surface. You actually want it to penetrate into the fabric. So spray it on like that, give it a nice saturated coat, allow that to penetrate the fabric for 2 to 3 minutes. Any excess product that still remains on the surface, you can then grab a soft bristle brush. So I'm going to use one of our DBS brushes and then just wipe it into the fabric just to make sure you're getting it nice and even. Now this sort of brush can also be quite useful when you're applying it in smaller areas, nooks and crannies, or where the stitching is on the roof. So I can also just spray it inside where the joint is there to make sure it's going to get everywhere on the roof. Then grab my little DBS brush and I'm just going to wipe it and just make sure it penetrates into the fabric inside that crease. Because remember guys, the more thorough you can be with this, the better protected the roof is going to be. After we coated this, after we cleaned this with Fabri-Clean, obviously we waited for the roof to dry. We vacuumed it to make sure there was no loose dust or debris on there, and then it was good to go. So in terms of applying, you can apply a second coat after approximately an hour. If you want to ensure it's fully cured and dried before washing or getting out in the rain, we advise for leaving it for up to 24 hours. However, you can take it out if you wish within about 6 to 8 hours. It's one of the products that ideally does need to be left to cure. Basically, the longer you can leave it to cure, the more sure you're going to be that it retain its water repellency for longer. So as you can see, I'm just pushing it into the fabric. Just making sure so you get that nice even look. So anywhere where it looks a little bit overly wet like that, just want to make sure that that goes into the fabric itself. Okay, so after application, it's a good idea just to get some Prep It or some panel wipe product. Just going to go around and make sure that we've got no overspray. So obviously you're going to make sure the paintwork's nice and clean before you start applying a preparation product. So if we get any overspray off now, obviously it's going to be a little bit easier. And then if we just look, sort of residue there, so bit of Prep It onto a towel. Perfect. Okay guys, so now that we've coated the roof, if we're going to do a second coat on this, we're going to leave all the masking tape in place. I'd still go around and get rid of any overspray in the meantime, because you want to get that off ideally before it dries. The second coat we can put on this after approximately an hour. So because we're working in the ceramic bay and it's heated, this is probably going to be touch dry in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Then the second coat will be applied. Then we can take the masking tape off. Once you've done that, again, go around, make sure you clean all your glass, make sure there's no overspray. We've got plastic covering the windscreen and the side glass, so there shouldn't be any overspray, but I'm still going to clean them anyway just to be on the safe side. And that's it. So ideally this needs to be left 12 to 24 hours to completely cure. However, depending on temperature and time of the year that you're doing it, it might be dry quicker than that. But just remember, like I said earlier, the longer you leave it to cure, the better chance you've got of your protection lasting. This should last up to 12 months. So as soon as we've dried this, we're going to get some beading shots for you. I'm going to add them into the video as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.